My God. All of 2013, it's finally come to this. I'm Snowy Padre. You're here with Company of Gamers. We're doing the Grinders Division Grand Finals Best of 5. The two teams that did make it in, we've got Kiwi Fair and Full House Gaming. It is 5:11 better than Cameron. It certainly is 5:11. It's 1 minute over that start time. I'm usually pretty dead on, but damn, that's just not good right now. Just not good. We're running a bit late. We're probably, I don't even know. This is going to be a best of 5, guys. I don't know how long it's going to last, where it's going to go. We do have Full House. Kiwi Fair, although they were a little bit lower in that bracket, they have changed up their lineup, so it's very interesting to see where they're going to go with this. Millenarch now leading that team, and Vontal leading Full House Gaming. Gonna be a lot of fun. Let me just get this all up and started for you. Thank you, Zeke, calling beautiful voice on the LOL client. I personally don't see it. I don't know what you guys see. Oh, apparently Patty Fattycake is actually no, Patty Fattycake. I'm sorry. I'm in MCC Internet Cafe, Auckland Central. I'm wondering if you're talking about some random MCC over in Australia. Have fun finding me. Good luck. He will cross the oceans to see me. That should totally be some catch tagline on some champion. Maybe Nami. MCG. Deaf. All the time. Come on down to MCC in Auckland City. There's Crash Ghost. You'll be saying hi to Crash Ghost more than you will to me. I will slap you upside the face if you disrupt my casting. Alright. Calling ready when you are to the teams. We are ready and set up to go. Let me just disappear for all this music. Here it is going into Champ Select. Very exciting. Best of 5. We're finally ending this year for Company of Gamers Grinders Division in League of Legends. Nobody's connected yet. That was awkward. There we go. Connected. Insta-ban. Vayne. Kiwi Fair up against FHG. They do not want Full House to go for that lockdown combo where Vayne just sits in the back and rips everyone to shreds. Damn. Oh, Mitchie getting a little bit psyched. Yes, it is 5:12. We are now 2 minutes past the start game time. This is atrocious. Oh man. Gamescom would be laughing at us right now. Not even cool. And we have a restart. Isn't that even cooler? That is wicked. This is not my fault anymore. It's not my fault. It's gonna get to like 5:14. Oh my god. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay, it is yeah, again, Kiwi Fair and Full House Gaming up against each other. If you guys want to see more of these of the teams over in the Grinders, you can check out what they've been doing in their stats. Kind of a little bit of their stats, a little bit of their points or whatever over at barcraft.net.nz. www.barcraft.net.nz. It might not work without the www. Ready? How about it? Okay, apparently somebody said they were in chat. They're sorting it out now. Just getting their lineup sorted. It's pronounced Zeke. Okay, apparently Z-E-K-E is pronounced Zeke instead of Zeke. Even though that pronunciation, yeah, I know, I get the pronunciation. So apparently Zeke thinks the voice is sexy. So sad. Off Queen on Vic Street is where Mid City is. We don't have an update on the Masters Division just yet, so for those of you interested in seeing the Grand Finals of the Masters Division with some of the top teams in New Zealand, then we will have to give you a rain check on that one. We are still sorting everything out. We may be jumping in with Digital Nations, and I'll probably be seeing you guys over at Digital Nations, because apparently I am shoutcasting for their LAN. They've told me I am, but people are flaky, so things may not happen. The guy who operates Company of Gamers is producing the LAN, so, you know, fingers crossed all the time. X-Zeke. Loving it, Volf. Over in the team chat in League of Legends, he calls X-Zeke. You better hope not. You better hope not. Wait, Vvolf better hope. Never mind. Okay, Champ Select it is. Champ Select it is indeed. Kiwi Fair versus FHG. First ban out from Kiwi Fair, suspected to be that Vayne. They wanted to do that before, so we shouldn't be expecting any of that Zach kind of Nasus combo going on for FHG. Apparently nobody's banning anything. Is Zeke even in the game? What is going on? 3, 2, 1 second for the ban to go down. He didn't ban. I'm thinking he DC'd. Something's going on. Look at the success of this game. This is amazing. Not. I need to figure this out. Active game was not found. Cool. Yeah, they're going to have a restart again. This is so cool. You know, I love it. I love it when teams do this. It brings us closer together as enemies. Not good. I blame all of them. It's not hard, guys. Actually, I joined a game with a couple of fans last night, and it turns out... Oh, no, actually, I joined a game with Kiwi Fair last night, and... What was that? We dodged about 10 times because there was always one guy that wouldn't accept. I was one of those guys, to be fair. But I was working, so even fairer. But blame me. Just a little bit. Oh! Zeke got DC'd. Doesn't even have a re-invite. What? I'm not Game Master. I can't re-invite. Hold up, guys. We will get this going. We will just maybe. Just a little bit. Zeke shame. Complete shame. He denied? Anyway, what have you guys been up to? We are going to have dumplings tonight, apparently. Kia has promised me dumplings. If you don't know what we're referencing to, just leave. Just get out. NZ Net. Definitely Kenny. And I'm guessing that's Benny Bopper. One of Dave's mates. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody who's come on, actually. We've got 32 people coming in and checking out the Grinders Grand Finals Best of 5 match. This is match number 1. Game number 1 in the Best of 5 match. Not match number 1. What am I doing? This is game number 1. Just shout out to everybody. We got Crash Ghost in here. And Cal, my moderators. Better Than Cameron is there. Demon Sage, Doom Flipper, Kitty Boppo. I want to say Booper, but it's not. Last 5 Shadow, Lice Omelette. Tasty. Master Mike 117. Maybach, Maybatch Turtle. I'm gonna go with Batch. Mitchie 105, Pain Gained, Patty Fatty Cake, of course. What's up, dude? Go check out Patty Fatty Cake, guys. Rife Blade, Robbie Minion, Slicing Manic, and of course Zeke. Yeah, with the end of his Embrace a lot of NZ apparently. A bunch of people. They're not showing up in the viewers list. I don't know what I'm talking about. But hi to everyone. If I missed you out, I'm terribly sorry. Go sue me. Anyway, it is Vayne and Elise first band out from Kiwi Fair. Tristana and Blitz focused for FHG. Are we going to see that Thresh ban, or is I haven't banned out Lucian for this tournament, so it'll be interesting to see if he comes into play and if Thresh tries to bitch slap him. Love that little interaction they have with each other, but it's sad that Thresh is normally perma-banned. There he goes, he's down. It's going to be pretty standard bans, but I think Kiwi Fair doesn't want to deal with that Vayne in general because FHG are great at tanking up, great at taking control of maps and everything. And of course, Kiwi Fair, they are adapting to a lot of what's going on here. They are a new team coming together, because the old Kiwi Fair couldn't quite keep it, you know, they just couldn't keep it together, man. No, but Millenarch sort of took control of the team and reformatted it and everything. That's kind of really nice. But first, picking out the Nami, very interesting play, not going for anything like a Lulu, not taking, oh, that Shen did go, actually, not taking out a good jungler. They do have that first pick Jarvan on FHG. Maybe they're just doing it because of positions. Not too sure. It's kind of strange to see that first pick Nami out. Oh! Matt KM, I would really love to see a bit of Heimerdinger. Just maybe a little bit of AD Heimerdinger. By the way, AP Graves, completely viable, lots of fun. Go try him out. All you can do is smoke screen people and run away, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Just poke them. They have no idea what's coming for them. They buckshot. Oh, sorry, you buckshot them, and they're like, it does nothing to me. And so they get really close to you, and then you throw out the smoke, and it's not fun for them. Albeit it's not entirely fun for you, but mainly not fun for them. There's the Malphite pick out that I was suspecting for Kiwi Fair in that first jump. Yeah, Matt Kim, look, it is the Jarvan. Not gonna give me that much fun today. It is game number 1 in a best of 5, so I'm sure if they do very well, or if Kiwi Fair do very well, one of these teams is going to take a huge risk in game number 2 and just have a lot of fun with it. Just roll with it. Active game was found, actually. Riot Games. Stop telling me it wasn't. You guys can't see the message. Don't know why I'm telling you it's coming up. But it certainly is. Just for your information, because that's totally interesting. My life and my computer and my derp, my internet. Why? Why? Easy Zero Damagio. I'm not sure what's going to be going with this Nami. I would suspect they're going to be playing quite passively up against FHG, because FHG are known for their power. But picking it up with a Zac there, they're going. It looks like they could be going for a heavy team fight dynamic. Zac is great for locking down targets for ganks, so he's sort of good overall in the laning phase. But in the late game, he really benefits from a team that can deal a lot of AoE damage, that can jump in there, do a bit of AoE in terms of their ults and things like that. Just really disrupt everyone and get that AoE off. Not sure if they're going in that direction, though. They've got a good amount of poke with Milanark jumping in as Jace. ADC opportunities still. I'm thinking Varus would go really, really well with that Zac. Considering Vayne and Tristana are banned out, there's a high chance a Caitlyn's going to come out from one of these teams. And all things considered, I truly think Varus is one of the ADCs that can really, really match up against Caitlyn at all. Twitch actually coming out thinking from DZC Snorlax and a Snowball Lustenite on Veigar. That would be fun to see if he can reach 1000 AP, just maybe. Internet OP Lustenite actually locking in as the Sona. So they're going for a very heavy teamfight combo, FHG. Their laning is, it actually could be pretty damn decent considering their Jarvan potential jungle. Maybe we're going to have Malphite in the jungle instead. I would think it is Jarvan in the jungle though and Malphite up at the top lane. But yeah, they're going for that full-on AoE teamfight ultimate combo. And if that wombo combo fails, maybe with the lockdowns from Zac, they'll be able to get away with it. Just maybe. Kenny calling it in the chat. I'm not going to read that out on stream in case you're watching in the future. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, not going to be saying that out. But definitely, I totally agree, Kenny. May you rot in. No. Ooh, Vvolve thinking of picking up the Orianna in the mid lane. We haven't seen the mid yet out for Vontel on FHG. There's a lot of opportunities there. Orianna's always a pretty safe pick. So is the Lux, but he locks in the Karthus, and we may be seeing a Draven with the new OCE sort of ping things. I haven't seen much of Draven, despite us having really good ping on the OCE, but they do lock in as the Caitlyn. As I said, expected a Caitlyn out from either of these teams. She's great at pushing the lane against anybody. But I do think Varus does a damn good job against him. Vontel picking up a great assassin up against the Karthus. Thinking he's going to harass him out of lane, just maybe. Picking up that Fox. Ooh. Thinking of swapping out for the Cassiopeia. They would, I think, they're going to benefit from something that goes into their team fight, considering all the CC they have, all the lockdowns. Twitch is going to work really well with that team fight. His spray and pray will hit everybody in that cone, in that trap that Jarvan lays, and he'll really be able to snipe everything. So is it even worth going for even more AoE? They're gonna lock in with the Ahri on Vontel. That does have a good amount of harass. He can roam to different lanes every now and then. Not showing the summoners just yet. They will come up in 40 seconds though. But that is an interesting decision going into an AoE team fight. It does well in lane, especially against Karthus, because he's got a very stationary nature. He's not a very quick champ, and Ahri can definitely get aggressive if he throws out the wall of pain. She does not mind getting caught up in that, even if she's slowed. She knows Karthus is just going to be walking towards her. It's a great tie-in to her taunt. It's very, very easy to read a Karthus' moves. That's the only thing that you really get as a disadvantage with Karthus, is his speed and your ability to tell what he's doing. He does get very, very predictable. But yeah, it does look like they've gone for that lockdown damage combo for Kiwi Fair. They've got a decent follow-up with Zac, and they've got good poke with Greymon and Vvolf. Vvolf, I should say. Or I should say Wolf. I'm pretty sure that's what he's going for, but that is a double V. It's not actually a W. I'm going to call him Wolf from now on, just to stay the confusion from Volf, just maybe, who is now apparently Volf's support, I think. Most definitely. But a good amount of poke coming out from Kiwi Fear, which could help them quite a lot up against FHG, because if FHG are focused on this team fight like they are at the moment, you know, if they get poked out of that, they won't be able to initiate properly. But then, if Kiwi Fear gets to initiate with Zac, because he is a very initiate-heavy champion, they could be in a lot of trouble. He could fake out a couple of their ultimates. He has that chance. And you do have Nami with a tidal wave. Nami does a really, really great disengage with that tidal wave. It's not always used for aggression, as you might be thinking. But if you see a Twitch pop his ultimate, if you see that Sonar ult go off, and Nami is able to retaliate with her ultimate in kind, that is a brilliant disengage, and it could really destroy FHG's team fight. I am thinking throwing out a tidal wave, jumping in with a Zac, and then following up with a suicidal Millenarch will definitely help, especially with poke coming out from Wolf a little bit earlier in the fight, and Greywind does always follow up so well on Caitlyn. It is a bit hard to tell in that team fight just because of that Nami disengage. Once it goes down, we'll be able to tell. When people jump into those team fights, we'll be able to tell. If the engage goes well, you know, it's very, very strictly whenever the engage goes down, I think we're going to know who's going to come out on top. We'll be calling it. We'll be calling it. And apparently Maybach Turtle is calling FHG would have loved to pick Zac Karthus, but it is taken out by Kiwi Fear. Of course, Vontel last pick on the APC in the mid lane. So maybe Millenarch had that little bit of info. Easier picking up that jungle Zac, but Matt KM did pick up the jungle Jarvan very early, so I'm sure that's what he was focusing on. And they got all of the AoE champs that they really wanted. They're very, very tanky. And there's a good mix of damage on Kiwi Fear. That's another thing going for them. They're not focused completely on IP, not completely on AD. They're a good mix. Their initiate is very, very heavy AP, but their follow-up is AD. And their poke is AD as well. That could definitely prove to be inefficient poke against a Malphite and a Jarvan. So the delay remaining is just 5 seconds. I'm going to switch it back to the home screen while we do everything. This is game number 1 yet again. And we are going into a best of 5. First to 3 takes away the win. Takes away the Grinders Division Grand Finals number 1 position. And they're going to be picking themselves up 5 Baron keychains that I picked up for them at, I believe it was Jinx.com. If you wanna get a whole lot of LOL merchandise, go over there. Those guys are amazing. Not even endorsing them. They didn't even give me anything, and I'm saying this. Oh, I deserve a medal of some kind. Or a free Baron keychain, just numbs, maybe. I do that all the time for Gamescom as well, actually. The commander that I have for my headset, absolutely amazing. Just brilliant. So there you have it, guys. A bunch of gold S2s, apparently knocked down to silver in the OCE League, up against a bunch of silvers. They're actually, their ranks are very, very even. Just a moment there. By the way, do apologize if you can't really see the KWF on the loading screen. It's not a big part of that game plan. Millenarch hasn't seemed to have connected, so we're off to a great start. That's brilliant. That was just great. That was a mix between Australian and Scottish. Apparently, I'm innovative in my ability to imitate fake languages. Working, definitely. I'm not too sure who was originally set to play for each team. There wasn't really an original set to play for each team. They have been mixing it up throughout the year, so I'm not sure how I can really answer that question. So I am very sorry. We've developed this series in a way that it can be very modular, because the scene for New Zealand doesn't support big and constant tournament scenes like we developed, and we let people jump in and out of. We tried to keep their team captain and the essence of their gameplay the same, but they could definitely switch out a lot of their members constantly, and they chose to make good use of that. Anyway, finally in the game, and Pause going down just to make sure everybody has everything that they need. Good chance to line everything up. I like that. Always good. They tend to do this because they want those key bindings and everything, and they want to smack talk each other, in which case I'm not going to show you guys. Not going to show you guys the smack talk. And just going to get that Twitch down there as well. Twitch versus Kate is an interesting lane. Twitch versus anyone is an interesting lane, to be honest. If he gets enough invisibility and poison stacks off, he can be a pain to deal with. But Caitlyn could poke him out. You know, she pokes out a lot of lanes. And if she's got the backup when he jumps her, like when she's poked up a lane at least, she can definitely make the plays. She's very, very dangerous early. But that may make her vulnerable. And if you've got an Invisa Twitch and you haven't got a ward in your river, you're in trouble. In big trouble. We do a Team Kiwi Fair teaming up into the mid lane. FHG doing the exact same. This is what I wanted to see from a particular team that I'm actually not going to talk about, because I realized that was a sensitive topic. Moving away from that area, but two teams teaming up, thinking of both going for those invades on the red. There we go, that initiate going down. There is no pre-warding going down from either team. Actually, there is. I lied. It's Kiwi Fair pre-warding their red, so they know exactly where FHG is. I'm checking if FHG did the same thing. I believe they didn't. They certainly didn't. They have no wards up on their side, but a good amount of sight from Kiwi Fair, so they know they can transition over to the blue buff and then just start roaming. All the giggles in the world. So we have got that B going for that top lane Malphite. He's picked himself up a little bit of armor to deal with Jason in the early game. Going to be a very basic. There's going to be no aggression coming out from either of those teams. I wonder if Kiwi Fair would have had a good run going back to their base and jumping up on Kiwi Fair. Sorry, jumping up on FHG with that invade, because they had really, really good sight. Just checking out the lanes. It is going to be Doran's, both of those bots. Jace at the top lane focusing on a little bit of mana regen, so he can definitely poke out Malphite in the early game. Something that's very, very useful. And going for a bit of sustain alongside that. Pretty standard for these supports. Mid lane, mana regen from Milanak as well. Flask coming out from Ari. Matt KM taking a pretty quick jungle path back to his blue, and then going in for a potential gank in the bot lane. Let's see exactly how that goes. The knockup happens on Zeke. He is going to be the first blood. Nami does go down to Matt KM or Matt Kim. People want me to say their names in certain random ways. Yes, Patty Fatty Cake, this is the Grinders division, so it's the lower tier division grand finals of COG World Esports in 2013. We do have two divisions, the Grinders and the Masters, so it's sort of that lower tier. But these guys are the upper of the lower tier, and I'm sure FHG, if they tried, if they wanted to, they could jump into the Masters division and tear shit up. Tear stuff up. I'm going to bleep that out. Totally. Spare time. Tear stuff up. Yeah. Just maybe no backs going yet for either top and mid lane. It does look like Ari is pushing the lane quite a lot with her Orb of Deception, as you can. As soon as Zeke gets one of those knockups, a put of a Peacemaker from Grey would really rip through Luster. We'll see if DZC can come back on it. It's very easy. Oh, we do have a gank going on in the mid lane, actually. A flash from Milanog trying to drop this Ahri. Wolf getting taken down at the top lane with a tasty gank follow-up from Matt K. He's jumping in all the lanes at the moment. And Ahri did, in fact, go down to Milanog. So it is that little trade for the mid and the top lane. Jarvan chasing up this this easy zero. Izzo, I'm gonna call him Izzo. As you do. Hey DG Infinite, how's it going? Over in the chat, definitely worth. Double tier of the goddess, one on sorry for Team Kiwi Fair. We got one up at the top lane for Jace. And Milanex grabbed one in the mid lane. Very easy of him to stack that up with the lay waste. But it looks like he is going a bit suicidal. He went very, very crazy deep on Vontel there. Giving her no chance to jump into that turret range, flashing in for the kill. Seemed to have worked out for him though. And with those stacks going up, he can harass a lot more with his lay waste. We could see a shift in power in that mid lane in that case. Already we're seeing that that jungle stone coming in on Zac. So he's going to tank up quite nicely. We're going to see Matt KM do the jungle strike to Marcian standard, but no, it was a flash and a 90 Kelvin saving Greywind out from that engage. Good reaction in the head, wooded up that lane. As you need to do. Big tip, guys. Would save land. Just maybe. Wolf seems to be dealing with the aggression from Giant Kiwi in the top lane. You know, Giant Kiwi, he does have a great amount of sustain with the cloth armor. And his passive is keeping him stacked quite a lot. He can now start poking a lot more with his Q. His mana sustain is a bit better than Jace's right now, but Jace does have that mana regen and the tier stacking up every time he shoots out. Shoots out the stuff. The aggression has actually traded in the bot lane because of because of Caitlyn. In comes Jace. In comes Jarvan once again. He really, really wants to shut down this lane. The Wood has spotted him. Maybe they'll make it out in time. Is he going to flash for this? He does flash for it. Manages to get Zeke once again. So that's 2 deaths on Zeke from the jump in from Jarvan. He's very quick at getting those engages. He's very precise on Jarvan at the moment. We are seeing the rest of Kiwi Fair transition to the bot lane. Mid coming in, Vontel barely keeping him at bay. Responding to that mid lane drop. When your mid lane leaves and you're in mid as well, you really want to follow them. You really want to keep an eye on them. Calling MIA isn't always going to win you that game. Following up and aggressing them as they move to a different lane. Very, very strong way to deal with them. Milanog very, very deep up against Vontelia. Is it Orb of Deception going to be able to hit him? I think she's just too far away. Certainly is. Did throw out her ultimate at the very end for that. Curious way to go about it. I mean, it does provide a good amount of damage, but her mobility could have helped get that kill against Milanog just at the end. Milanog making good use of her ult going down, getting a bit of distance from the minions. Spirit of the Ancient Golem up on Jarvan. As his success in the jungle continues, he's gonna jump on Milanog. Will the suicide be enough to take a 1-for-1? No, they managed to get him while he was pretty far away from Ahri, so no follow-up, and Izzo. Sorry. Just a bit too far away to help out. Zac isn't the best damage character in the game. That tends to happen. He can scale decently on his damage because it is consistent, but he's not that much of a burster. He's a big disruption champion, so he really starts to shine in the late game. And as long as you have the damage output in the laning phase, he can follow up quite nicely, but he's there for the lockdown. He really is. That's where the difficulty came in from that gank. There's just a bit too much tankiness on Jarvan at this point. Sitting 3-0, picking up that very early Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Not much you can do up against him. We'll see if he focuses on the AP for that initiate. I think he's going to pick up a bit more armor. Giant Kiwi trying to get up in Wolf's face. He's confusing me with those V's in that name. Not good. We do get that a lot, DG Infinite. Yes, sometimes these streams are a little bit too high quality for some NZ people. Sorry. Orcon Internet will change. Everybody change. Now that Vodafone has teamed up with Telstra Clear, or taken over, more like it. You know, they're looking to be pretty slick. Telstra already taken advantage of the Steam servers before, and are now combining with Vodafone. Nothing's going to be able to stop them. Just looking at where the damage, where the kills have been split. You know, we have had those assists in other lanes, but right now it is Jarvan taking away a lot of those kills. He's become the gold sink for his team. Will that really help them out in the late game? We'll see. Snorlax is sitting there with at least one. Oh, that flash into an ulti into that crescendo from Luster, picking up Zeke. He does manage to flash, but a cataclysm in from Matt KM, gonna secure the kill once again. Even with warding, there isn't much you can do with an engage like that. With a flash and a crescendo, just not enough. And apparently Vey letting everybody know, thank you so much Vey, that if you right click on the video and apparently, or at least right click on the picture and go to quality, you can force it to lower quality with, I believe it is, I can't remember what plugin it is, but apparently when you right click the video and go to quality, you can force it to lower quality. So if you cannot watch this stream with Dragon going to FHG, do right click the video and force it into lower quality. The jump escape from Ezio, he did. I'm going to say that twice every time I read his name, but a little bit of an escape going out. Vontel looking pretty strong in the mid lane, sitting 1-1. It is a decent effort from Milanark. He's been dealing a lot with that aggression from Ahri, just by spamming out his spells, getting that early tier. It looks like Wolf is having a bit of difficulty dueling with Giant Kiwi, who's tanked up into a Glacial Shroud actually. So denying those autos, getting a little bit of armor out. There's the burst from Vontel, throwing down the Ignite as well. Will it pick it up? Yes, Milanark going down to Vontel. Great amount of maneuvering. And the ultimate from Giant Kiwi might support. Yeah, definitely. Wolf going down to that aggression up at the top lane. That's what you get from a Malphite with an Ignite, guys. You know, if you want to go for that, teleport, you know, you can. If you want to get a bit more tanky, you can grab up a, barrier. Very unlikely, but with that Ignite, you can pick up a couple of kills in the top lane if you get lucky, or if you start taking up very, very well. Great against those AD-based top champs, as you do with a Malphite. But he now picking up that kill in the top lane. A lot of lanes going in favor of FHG. A lot of it, I think, to the successful ganks coming in from Jarvan, because some of these lanes have been decently pushed. Milanark kept up in farm very well against Ahri and actually got a bit aggressive and found a kill early game with the gank from Ezio. See, every time, I'm going to say that twice, every time. Every bloody time. And in the bot lane, we have had a decent amount of poke and pushing from Caitlyn. So I'm really putting a lot of this from the roaming from Matt KM. Vontel going to be maneuvering in here. There's the ultimate crescendo from Luster, and Gray's going to be made mincemeat of. Ahri popping out that ult just for a bit of fun. Table's certainly not turning yet for the bot lane. 3k gold advantage, so I think Kiwifera have been keeping up decently in farm. They've been farming those lanes quite well. Milanark switching out in the mid lane, now going up against a Malphite. So they are recognizing that AP strategy against a Malphite does work quite well, and the range that Jace provides up against Ahri can really, really work for them. Pause going out. It looks like we do have a disconnect from someone, so just going to go over the rest of the game. We have finally got a Brutalizer on Jace, so he's shredding quite a lot with his ranged poke. And that's where it can change quite a lot in that late game. If we get a lot of range poke against FHG, maybe an initiate from Zac can lock them down enough to get a lot of damage from Karthus, Jace, and Caitlyn. But there's always that but. The poke is very reliant on how Matt and Giant tank up on Jarvan and Malphite. You know, they do focus a lot as champions, specifically on armor. And we are seeing quite a lot of early tank up from Matt. He will be picking up, I believe, the Locket, Aegis into Locket, and leaving Sona maybe to pick up a little bit more damage, a little bit more sustain for him, Mana with a Chalice. We'll see how that goes, but it is going to be that jungle Aegis. All the chat's going down. I don't want to open it up because people are so toxic in chat. There we go, pause off. Me like it. Anyway, Blade of the Ruined King focusing for Snorlax at the moment on Twitch. And I think we're going to be seeing an early IE coming out from Caitlyn. And in the top lane, see how even it is between... Oh, that ultimate coming out from Mill. I don't think it's going to do the trick. It certainly won't. Giant escaping with barely 100 health. And Matt following up in the top lane, getting a Cataclysm down. Will Izzo be able to chase him down? He won't be able to with a Dragon Strike Demacian standard. Definitely not. Oh, look at that trade for the bot lane. They're just too far ahead. Trying to trade with them against the turret. Not even worth it. Not even worth it at all. We'll see how Blade of the Ruined King happens for Snorlax. A bit of AD dominance and burst and poke. If Caitlyn's able to get out on IE, could do them quite well. But yeah, as I said, in that mid lane, that switch out from Karthus to Malphite works really, really well. Getting that AP against him instead of an AD champ, you can see the difference right there. I mean, there wasn't that much tankiness coming out from Millenarch. They were trading equally. Millenarch now trying to focus him on some tasty Rod of Ages. Volve, oh! Wolf nearly getting grabbed by that heart. Good trades in the mid lane. It looks like they still aren't able to trade that well with Ahri. She is sitting 2-1. And she's actually picked up a Morello's. Sorry, a Fiendish. Morello's, I wish. But she has picked up a Fiendish. Grabbed herself a Doran's Ring as well. So she was relying on a bit more early aggression to pick up a couple of kills, transition into late items. In comes Jarvan. Let's see if he picks up himself. And he's not even going to ulti for that. His ulti is down, but there was a good tag from Ahri. Getting that taunt off. And a good knockup from Matt. He did get the Dragon Demacian standard off. Another amazing gank. See, he's just putting a lot of pressure on the lanes, and he knows his terrain. He knows what he can get over. He knows what he can make use of. Picking up blue for himself. Ahri, who needs blue? Ahri doesn't need blue. Come on. Ahri going for Deathfire Grass. So a lot of burst coming out from Ahri. Ahri pretending she's a Kassadin. I'm kidding. Ahri's an Ahri. But yeah, that does work very well with the poke that she does. And she can choose whether or not she wants to kite people with that ultimate or get in very quickly like a Kassadin and dish out the damage with an early DFG. A little bit of anti-wooden from KWF. Loving it, Kiwi Fair. Kiting and Defile from Millenarch. This is how you go up against a Malphite with an AP lane. Still trading decently equally. If Millenarch does get off enough of those layways, he can really trade with Giant Kiwi. But it is quite hard to land those. Gray and Zeke still getting very aggressive in the bot lane. I haven't seen Snorlax roam that much this game either, with his invisibility. Envisage which ain't gonna happen, but it is gonna be another gank up from Mad KM in the top lane, helping out Giant Kiwi score one more kill. Millenarch is not having too much fun in that top lane. As soon as the tide of battle is changed with another champion, Gray wondering if the DC there, just standing there taking those hits from Snorlax. Paws not going out, so got to imagine that he was just taking it to try and bait. Just maybe he certainly did disconnect. There he goes. That just happened. Very unfortunate death. These guys, no, I don't even know. I tend not to have these problems while I'm playing, but apparently everybody does. There's a free kill given from Kiwi Fair. Maybe FHG are gonna be nice guys and give Kiwi Fair a free kill. Just maybe. But what can you do with these DCs, really? All this is a lot of fun for the Grinders division. All the Grinders division was there to achieve is a lot of gameplay for lower level teams to try and tank up, bring up their skills to fight with the big leagues, and see if they could really make it into some high tier play. And it's achieved that quite a lot. We've seen about 3 or 4 teams transition. And there's that maneuverability, despite the flash going out from Jace to try and misplace Vontel. There's just too much of Foxfire coming out. And her ulti just... Whoa! Great taunt out from Ahri. I personally do love doing that, seeing someone go Zhonya's or doing something silly and just knowing you can take him down in the first hit. Something satisfying about it. Seeing someone telly in. Getting that timing perfectly right. There's that Aegis out from Matt KM. Now with Jarvan with that Aegis, you see they're not entirely trolling, which is really, really good. They're taking this quite seriously with that Aegis build. Splitting it up for the support and taking it in the game despite his early lead. Again, it's all about the team fight for FHG. If they can get that disengage from Zeke, maybe they can turn the tides. Because there's so much riding on that team fight. Double aggression going up the top lane again. We are seeing that KM sort of camp this lane now. Now that they know that Millenarch can trade equally with Giant. They're starting to really change over that tide. In comes Ahri, the ultimate misses from Giant Kiwi, but it doesn't matter. The rest of those FHG gankers are going to pick him up. Izzo trying to hold off Matt KM and keep the turret alive, but it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to happen. There's the burst from Vontel once again and picking off that passive from Zac under the turret. Making very short work. Kill going down to Giant Kiwi with that last auto attack on the passive. Good pickup. Ahri's going, where's my kill? Meanwhile, seeing as a trip top lane took it out, it looks like Wolf is taking the opportunity to take the mid lane, which was a big challenge before. They couldn't deal with Ahri that well. Millenarch was doing a good job against him, but they needed that switch out, and it looks like it really helped them. So 1-for-1 turret taken down. It is all of the other turrets taken down from FHG onto Kiwi, but Kiwi have managed that mid lane turret that can focus elsewhere. Now we're coming into the 20-minute mark. We are going to see a bit more of those team fights come into play. And we'll see if it really works out for FHG over Kiwi. Kiwi Fair and Caitlyn hasn't quite finished off that Infinity Edge yet. We are seeing that Blade of the Ruined King on Snorlax. And another, that's the second dragon going down once again to FHG, widening that gold gap.
Red team has slain the dragon.
Sitting at 6k, sorry, 7k difference now, nearly 8. There's that 8k mark. Another pause going down, a lot of DC, a lot of issues. Come on people, get in it. Get with the times. It's like these people are Amish, honestly. Nothing against Amish people, just saying the internet is both horrible and non-existent. Look at the Iron Solari finished off for Matt KM right now. So once they get into those team fights, that's just another element going towards the team fights. Disconnect actually going to Last Night at the moment. Last Night finished off that Sight Stone pretty early. Transitioning now, it looks like, straight into Shurelya's. And a bit of tankiness coming out from Ahri. Again, these guys are still taking it very seriously. At 115, Ahri's not going, hey, let's grab a Rabadon. She's actually tanking up well against Millenarch and Izzo's damage. That damage combo coming into a team fight. And picking up at Negatron. Not quite yet finished up on the Rod of Ages for Millenarch. So it's a bit late on the Rod. Just a bit. You can spin that to innuendo if you want to. I know some people do. Wondering if a mana manipulator is coming out from Zeke. It looks like Ezzo's gonna get a jump in his red buff, at his red buff rather. His passive is down from the last engage, and Vontel jumping in there with that ultimate. Doesn't quite catch up Ezzo, but they do find a very lonely Millinark coming into his aid to see if he can help. Just a little bit from the wrong direction. Sitting 116. FHG well in the lead in game 1. We'll see if Kiwi Fair in the next game tries to ban out a lot of those ultimates, a lot of that Malphite, a lot of that Jarvan. There's the speed up from Wolf, not gonna make it with the seismic shot, hitting him right in the back. Grey going down to a nice gank in the bot lane, and another turret gonna be going down to FHG. Now slaughtering every single lane. And there's that Rod of Ages coming out from Millinark at this point. And the IE finished off from Kate as well. Maybe their poke's going to get a little bare. But again, FHG, they've taken this quite seriously. They haven't gone, hey, we're winning, let's just damage. Nah, they're still very tanky. And considering they've used their money to tank up early, they're going to be even more tanky than they would have been coming into the late game. Just early on. Very obviously. I mean, come on. Hey! We got Tarek Astley in the chat, who built up this stream UI. Jeff, yeah, big shout out to him. Cheers, buddy. And just a big heads up to everybody on the stream. Our dumplings have arrived, so if you want a dumpling, come say hi. And we'll dangle them in front of you and give you none. Dad, yeah, we're nice people. We'll give you a dumpling, we promise. Disclaimer, we won't actually give you a dumpling. Giant Kiwi really going head to head against Wolf still. And considering he's tanked up with an Ice Board from that Glacial Shroud and gone on to a Ninja Tabi and a Giant's Belt, he's very, very tanky, specifically against those 80 bursts. Millinark can still do decently well against him. Doesn't even need that magic pen. Although he has gone with the Sorcerer's Shoes. I'm wondering what he's going to focus on next. If he is going to go for that Abyssal to try and mitigate a bit of that damage from Vaunt. There's the ultimate from Giant Kiwi, the flash from Wolf, and a follow-up from Millinark trying to help Wolf maintain that turret. They do manage to take down Giant Kiwi. We'll see if Matt KM is going to try and follow up with a flash Dragon Strike Demacia's standard. Is he going for it? He's hitting up the knock-up, and he's not even... Oh, he doesn't even have to flash for it. Going in with the Cataclysm to pick up the kill. And we do have that engage in the mid lane as well, with Vontel throwing out the ultimate and getting a bit of poke off. Seems to have decently poked out the rest of Kiwi Fair from the mid lane. Very, very proud of FHG at this point. Izzo won't be able to make this initiate. He has been grabbed out from Vaunt again. I believe his passive has just barely come back up. There's that disengage from Zeke that I was talking about. The passive is actually still down from Zac, so very lucky he made it out of that engage alive. We'll consider FedExing those dumplings to GG Infinite. Very, very close to considering FedExing dumplings. Fresh and not so fresh. No, just not. Gonna stay away from that. Anyway, no Robbie, just for DG. Sorry. We are seeing a bit of anti-warding coming out from Sona as well, jumping in with that elixir, and a finish off with the IE on Snorlax as well. So a lot of good damage mixes. There's where that it was an Abyssal coming out from Vontel before with that Negatron. So a good mix of damage and durability. Looks like Karthus, instead of picking up a bit of magic resist, is focusing on maxing out his damage. So he's gonna go suicide, I'm thinking. He's not yet thinking of going hourglass suicide though. Fair enough to say he's taking this quite seriously. This is what I'm loving about FHG. no matter what the odds, they will still build like champs and not give the enemy a second chance. Baron coming out while Giant Kiwi distracts the rest of Kiwi in the bot lane. We do see this quite often, and Giant is looking very tanky with that Sunfire. We know Jace can't do anything against him, and Milenak is a bit too far away. There's that Baron going down to FHG. They're probably going to be able to finish this off now. .219 in the game. Everyone from Kiwi Fair wants that very last kill. Jumping on a Giant Kiwi, got him into turret range. He's going to go down, but not before taking down the ADC himself like a boss. The rest of FHG are going to see if they can follow up. A B is going down from Matt KM as well. Maybe they're going to be waiting for Giant Kiwi to come back up to really pull off that ultimate team fight. They definitely want Matt KM back there as well, because he is that gold sink, sitting 7-0 like a crazy guy. Indeed, an epic play coming out from Giant Kiwi, 1v5ing and taking out the ADC. Something to really be proud of. Surely is up for Lust tonight as well. Really going to help with those engages, because we know that Kiwi does have a good amount of poke as a team with Wolf and Grey. Grey Wolf combo. Damn! I would have loved to see them support ADC. Sorry Zeke, but Grey Wolf sounds just badass. That little bit shred from the Brutalizer did turn into a... oh, we are actually seeing Vontail pick up a kill. A death, rather. Nearly picking up a kill against Wolf with a good amount of burst. He has tanked up a little bit in terms of AMR, focusing with that home guards on Merc treads. But everybody jumping on Vontail, really making use of their single target damage. Very interesting engage indeed. I'm still kind of processing it. Double oracles up on FHG. They're really denying all the ward coverage out from Kiwi. Actually securing their win, picking up a dragon as well. They really need to group up to make a difference in this game. Sorry, group up to make a difference in winning the game, rather. Hey, look, guys, it's 420. 420 time at the top of the score charts. Just a heads up. R18 only. One would hope. Just maybe. FHG just roaming in the lanes, making sure they're pushed up just in case. If Kiwi Fair do take out a team fight, they do have a lot that they could go for, because they can pick up that top and that bot lane. If it gets late enough, Kiwi Fair can make the plays by just being, you know, fully built up against FHG. Then it's going to be interesting to see if the disengage from Zeke makes the difference in a team fight. That's the only real issue that FHG could have, is if they don't deny those objectives enough and they do fail a team fight from getting too overconfident, then Kiwi Fair could go and pick up that gold from the top and bot turrets very quickly. I actually only recently came to understand what 420 means because of my presidency in the video game club for University of Auckland. I honestly didn't know, and somebody made a reference to it, and I was going, what? Because apparently we did an event on on the 20th of something. But hey, everything has gone right for FHG there. All of those ultimates coming into the exact same place. We will go back and review that, because that will be the last fight of the game. So very sorry, I sort of kind of just a little bit missed it, but we are going to go back and check it out in slow-mo. Let me speed it up to that point. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, it's not slowing down! It's not slowing down! Completely unprofessional as the game lags out from my computer. And now the back buttons have gone way far back. I think that is when the 1v1 came down. Ah, here we go. Everybody's slowing down. We're coming up to the team fight. I'm very interested to see how this last one goes, and if Nami gets the disengage. Very sorry, I did miss all of it. Come on. You know you want to dive. You know you want to do it. In goes Matt KM. Going in with the Dragon Strike Demacia standard. Other way around, in fact. Ultimate focusing on the ADC. In goes Giant Kiwi. The exact same idea. Gets the knockup. A 490 caliber net gets Grey Win far enough away. Vontail getting in there with a good amount of AoE. Milnar, good positioning, but not enough follow-up from the rest of the team as a crescendo goes out. Perfectly placed on Wolf and Ezzo. Zeke is left in the back with an ultimate going out. Not quite hitting the rest of that AoE team from FHG. That is going to win them game number 1 in this best of 5. Unless they decide to just, you know, screw around a little bit. Sure they won't. Let's speed it up for that win. As we are sitting live now. I didn't actually spend that much time going back over that analysis. Thank you. Thermo League! All the worth. If I could give you a replay video, I so totally would. That'd be epic. But yeah, first game going to FHG with that teamfight combo. We'll see if QE Fair try to take away some of those options for FHG by banning out that Malphite, by banning out that Jarvan. That Jarvan jungle in that game was amazing. Or if they're going to focus on picking out those champions rather, or going for a different team fight. They did ban out Vayne last time for that first pick. They didn't try to first pick her out instead, but they could go for that wall of wall of wall. Wall's a wall. Wall's a wall. We'll see if KiwiFair goes for a wall and picks up a Vayne or something of that same description and goes for that sustained damage. But that is game number 1. We'll be right back pretty soon with game number 2. Don't go away, guys.